Way, way. It's a very interesting one today.
Who did that? Somebody did that. That was somebody's thing.
Way, I can't remember. That is someone's thing.
That's somebody's thing, isn't it? Somebody went, way!
That's the thing that some obnoxious TV presenter or something does, isn't it?
It's not Alan Partridge, because Alan Partridge distinctively went, aha!
Maybe that's what we're thinking of, but it's just, we're doing. I'm not so sure.
I don't know.
For the video version viewers of this podcast, you can view it live at twitch.tv/streamsbadly, or you can catch the video version on the Streams Badly YouTube channel. If you're watching that, you're in for a treat, because for Christmas I got some more lights, which allows me to do a green screen. So that's what I'm doing. But the thing is, the way the video version of this podcast is laid out, if I did a green screen, I still need to be within a box, because Judd's within a box. He's not got a green screen. It looked really weird if I was just a floating man next to him with no box or anything. So I've had to pick myself.
Cool. I think you should do that.
I've had to pick myself a background. So I'm gonna send it to Judd right now. I'm actually
Is it on Discord or Facebook?
On Facebook.
Okay.
What I'm doing is I'm serving beers from behind Paddy's pub, Judd. That's what I am. I'm the barman. Look at me.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, Paddy's pub.
That's very nice. I
like
like
the
that.
one with Danny DeVito in and Rob.
Yeah.
No one can pronounce his last name, and
Rob McKennell-Henny.
Charlie Day, who's still called Charlie for some reason. Don't you find it weird in these kind of sitcom shows that it's normally American ones that do it, where the actors play characters that have got the same name as them? I always find that a bit odd.
I listened to the Always Sunny podcast, because they have a podcast where they do an episode, per episode, reviewing their old episodes.
Yeah.
And I feel like they explained why Charlie's name is the same in the show, but I can't remember.
Well,
I'm sure there was a
I've
reason
noticed
for
it happens a lot in The Office. A lot of the characters in The Office have the same name as their actual actors. I don't really know why that. I don't know. I guess I kind of get it in that, I don't know. I guess I could see how they could impose some reasons on it, but I just find it feels odd. It's I know you're called that in real life. What's going on here?
Do you think I could convincingly play if there was an episode of Always Sunny and I was Charlie's long lost brother? Do you think that'd work? Do you think it'd pay off? Do you think people would go, yeah?
Maybe his hair's quite dark. That would be the main thing. His hair's quite dark. If you had darker hair, then probably. But it's I don't know.
I can do the Charlie Day quote. 2 wars? There you go. That's Charlie Day. That's how he talks.
Okay. Well, good. Right. First things first. Let's get this out of the way. It's an odd podcast. Because our dad's in hospital.
I was just gonna say, Dad's died.
For fuck's sake. So our dad's one of these big old Trump rally anti-vax boys, and he's got pneumonia.
Yeah,
which you can famously get from COVID. Now I don't know what you've been told, because we've been messaged separately about this, and of course we can't talk to each other about it and not make content from it. Who would ever fucking do that? What a weird thing to do. So I don't know what you've been told about it, but I don't. So far as I know, he's not really touched COVID, but.
No, so I've talked to him, and apparently they because that's the first thing they did. They were like, right, okay, pneumonia. Is it COVID? And then they looked at him and was like, nope, there's not a single COVID in him. So it's just pneumonia. They found shit on his lungs, which I imagine is the pneumonia.
Well, so pneumonia. I looked up. Pneumonia is basically a symptom of something else. So it's he's got bacteria in his lungs, and then that's causing pneumonia. So COVID is the disease, and then the symptoms are cough, short breath, loss of taste. So pneumonia is a symptom. It's inflamed tissue in your lungs. So you could say he's got bacteria and he's got inflamed lung tissue. and just not even, that's kind of out what it is. So it's like, if you say you've got pneumonia, it's not something that you don't catch pneumonia, you catch a certain bacteria, and then that inflames your lungs, and that's what pneumonia is. So that's what's happened, basically. But it kind of sucks because today's his birthday, for a start, which is not great, as of recording this.
I called him earlier today as well, just to check on him, and he said that he's barely been getting any sleep because essentially they've put him in a room with like a bunch of other people on a night, and apparently two of them are just fucking crazy.
Yeah, I called him yesterday to see how he was doing, and it does seem like he's getting better from what he has been like. So I'm hoping he's going to be all right, but I don't like that they've put him in another room. I know that they kind of have to. It's not really like our dad's more of a priority than certain other people just because our dad. It's not like that. It's more just...
you know what? He should be, because he has more money than them. So,
so I don't. It's kind of worrying because, like, obviously he's not got any vaccines for COVID. He's got a thing that makes you extremely susceptible to COVID, and he's like creeping towards 60 as well at this point. So
and
the things are stacking up.
And he's in a hospital full of loads of other people that have probably got COVID.
So it's a little bit like, oh fucking hell, just sort him out quick so he can get out of there, and then we can be done with this. Is kind of what we're thinking, but he was all right. He's texted me. I did try and ring him, but I think he might have been asleep. He's texted me, and when he was in a room on his own, he said he was fine. But when he said, I'll read out what he said, and I'll censor it as I go if I have to. So exactly, this is a message he sent. He said, I was okay while I was in a private room, but they transferred me to a room with three other men. The youngest must be about 80 years old, and I'm sure they all have dementia. They keep shouting all fucking night. They've left the lights on all night, and every time a nurse comes in, they wash their hands in the sink straight at the side of my bed and bang the fucking metal bin. I'm fucking furious. I've just told them that if they try and leave me in here tonight, I'm getting dressed and going home. Which I would not be surprised if he does.
You know what? I'm surprised he's even been in there for this long.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hadn't just slapped someone and said, fuck off, let me out.
Yeah. I honestly am surprised that, like, just from hearing that, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, like, he's not just left, he's not just gone, right, fuck him, then I'm just going.
He said as well, funny thing is that they turned everything on at 7 a.m. and these three old guys have gone as quiet as fucking mice after they kept me awake all night. And then he says something else. Yeah, I can't read that bit out on stream. But, yeah. So he's been fine while he's relaxing, but if he moves, he's, like, gasping. And he's still got an oxygen mask on, but he's hoping to feel better in the next few days. So I'm hoping that, like, by end of tomorrow, he don't really need an oxygen mask. And that sort of thing. So we'll see, but it's not... I don't want to say it's scary, because it's being in hospital, isn't it? That's kind of the deal. It's not... too scary. It's just a little bit worrying, more than it would have been in the past, you know?
Yeah.
So that's that.
It's more scary that he's in as well. I'd be less scared if you were in, because I know you're fully vaccinated and you're quite young, but Dad's not vaccinated at all, and he's not quite young.
No, he's not.
So
it's a particularly unlucky scenario with it, really. Like, I think he's caught pneumonia from fucking Jeff. His mate, our uncle, you know, when they call, a good friend, bloody Jeff, who's an absolute menace. He's just a fucking creature of a man. And I think he's caught pneumonia from him.
I love to imagine him just going to be like, Robin, you know, it'd be really funny if I just coughed in your mouth.
And obviously Dad would be like, no, Jeff, don't fucking do that. And you just go,
Jeff, I thought you said cough in your mouth.
Speaking of someone who could play someone related to Charlie Day in Always Sunny, now Jeff could be a distant uncle of his or something like, or like a brother, or I don't know. That'd be good. So that's that. There's not really much else to say about it.
I thought you said cough in your mouth.
I think all we can do is take the piss, because that's about that.
Yeah.
I said to him, "Oh shit, that sounds like a weird old deathbed rave." Like all these blokes at night going, "Oh," whatever. I don't know.
God.
Yeah. Other than that, anything interesting happened?
No, I don't. I'm settling back into my old routine now. Last week was a fucking nightmare. Just trying to get back into the rhythm of things.
Yeah.
Because last week, essentially, I was about to say I don't know if I should bring this up on podcast, but it's not like anybody who is involved is ever going to fucking listen to this.
You can just give everyone different names.
Well, no, because it's to do with a company, like wholesale. So essentially, we've been working on a site. The company I work for, I've been working on a site, and the company who run that site, it's their contract, hadn't paid us. They hadn't paid our company, so they hadn't paid us over the Christmas break. So we were essentially like, well, if that's the case, then we're not going to go and work on the site. If you're not paying us, we're not going to work on the site. So I had the Monday was off because it was a bank holiday. No, something happened on Monday. God, what the fuck? No, it was a really weird week. For some reason, we weren't in on Monday. That was nothing to do with us not getting paid. But then on the Tuesday, we didn't go in because we'd not been paid. So I went to a different site in Worksop. So I like had to get used to everything there.
It's like opposite direction to what you normally go to as well, into that.
Yeah, so I was getting used to all of that site and everything on there. Then I was supposed to go to that site on Worksop on the Thursday, but the guy who picked me up, who was supposed to pick me up to take me there, just didn't show up. So I was sat out in the cold, and it was cold that week as well, early morning cold as well.
Yeah.
I was down waiting at a pub near my house where it was supposed to pick me up from 20 past 6 until 7. I was waiting because I was like, I didn't have the guy's number. I should have got the guy's number, but I didn't. And I was like, well, he might just be really late. But then I got to 7. And I was like, well, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I'm going back home and I'm going to bed. So I missed out another day on the Thursday, and then on the Friday, it was like, all right, we've been paid. You can go back to work in Leeds. So I went back to Leeds, and then there was nothing to do in Leeds. So I was there for about 2 hours, and then I went home.
Well,
so it was great. And then this week has just been non-stop with work, and I'm very tired.
Have you started driving again yet?
No. So essentially, I've paid Mr. Driving School. They're obviously gonna get me any cancellations of any.
That's not like a joke either. They're actually called Mr. Driving School.
They are called Mr. Driving School. The guy who owns it his name is Mr. Driving School.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's true.
Not a joke either. I'm just waiting on them right now. The very latest, my 10th, my test is on the 10th of February. But that can get moved sooner if there's a cancellation. So the very latest is the 10th of February that I'll be taking my test, but it could be this month. So,
well, cool. That's a bit of an update there.
Yep.
Only update from me before we get into some stupid bollocks is I've been trying to look for a place to live and a place to go on holiday, and it's more difficult than you'd think. The holiday is not too bad. I've booked it off from work. I've got 2 weeks off, and it's around my birthday. And we're trying to look for somewhere to go on holiday. We've been looking at Turkey, the Algarve in Portugal, which is it sounds quite fancy, but it's actually not, because Madeleine McCann got kidnapped there. So cool. That's why that one's probably so cheap, really. But I mean, I don't fucking care. I ain't gonna get kidnapped there, and if I do, well, who cares?
Your parents aren't gonna. Is Jasmine gonna go off to some martini bar or wherever the fuck it was?
It was a tapas, yeah. Jasmine goes for tapas on her own while I have a nap. Yeah. Oh no.
You wake up and I'm just stood up right over you. You're not a child.
God. God, that's horrible. But yeah, but it turns out that Turkey and the Algarve, and the Spain as well, I guess, are not going to be that warm in March. It's going to be like 14 degrees, which is maybe 5 degrees warmer than. Well, it's actually quite a lot warmer than we are. It's about 10 degrees warmer than where we are currently, but like it's like January now, so
that's summer temperatures for us.
Yeah, it kind of is, but it's not holiday temperatures. So it's like I don't really want to be doing an all-inclusive hot weather holiday if the weather's not going to be that hot. So the only other place is like the Canary Islands, which are about 17 degrees, which is quite a bit. It's when you're around 20 degrees. That's what you want, really. That's like warm weather and nice, and sunny and stuff. So that's probably what we're gonna go for. We did want to, so it's basically going to be Tenerife. If you're from the UK and you go on holiday for cheap, you're probably going to be going to Tenerife.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So, and I get it. Like, we want an all-inclusive warm weather holiday, so fucking Tenerife it is, I guess. The other consideration for me, because it's like around my birthday, and we wanted to see if we could manage it for cheap, is Sweden, but it's gonna be a lot more. So for Tenerife, it's gonna be like less than 350. Put it that way, or easily less than 400 for flights, accommodation, connecting taxi, all of that sort of thing, travel insurance, and it'll be all inclusive. If I went to Sweden, it'd be nearly £600 per person instead, and it wouldn't be all inclusive. It's just flights and decent hotel and like connection and all of that sort of thing. Plus Stockholm, it's not a cheap city. For a capital city, it's okay, but it's not cheap. So it'd be a lot more money, and it would definitely be cold. Sweden in March would definitely be cold. But that's... Yeah. If the kind of thinking behind that was, if everywhere's going to be cold anyway, then, you know, I may as well go to a cold place that I know I really like the culture of and things like that. But it just costs so much more anyway. So I don't know. That's what we're doing. I've been trying to find a fucking place to live as well, because currently I'm just squatting in Paddy's pub because no one really checks it that much. Get it? Because it's a green screen, and it looks like I'm in. Are you sure? Because it looks like I'm in Paddy's pub, and I know, I get it.
Yeah. It looks like,
I could squat somewhere else. The other one I had was that the other candidate for my background was, you know, there's that meme of the dog that sat there going, this is fine, and the house has been around. I was going to do that, and I would just be sat in the seat where the dog sits, and the podcast is like burning around me. And the other option was Rick's Lab from Rick and Morty. So I don't know.
Whoa, Richard and Mortarian. They're pretty funny guys.
I tried to look at this shitty ground floor flat. Like, I'm talking, it was crap, really. But, you know, I can't really afford anything, so... And it's sold. No, it's gone. Doesn't matter. Too bad. There is other flats and things like that, but although this flat that I was looking at was shitty, it was definitely better than all these other ones that I'm looking at, because, you know, when you go to a hotel... and the room is like a very small kitchen and small living room is one room. Then you've got like a little bathroom as a different room, and then your bedroom is the last room, and it's like a small bedroom. You've not got too much room around the bed, things like that.
Yeah,
it's literally the flats I can afford. They're all just that. And this other one that I'd seen, because it wasn't new, it was a little bit more room. But obviously it got bought because it was a bit more room as well. So yeah, January's going great. Dad's dying, can't find anywhere to live. You know, everywhere's a cold, dreary holiday that cost $1,000 million. I don't know, but at least I've got a green screen. Oh my god, yeah.
Everybody's happy in Paddy's pub.
January really is the worst month, isn't it?
You know, it sucks because it's like it's literally been voted like unanimously regarded as the most depressing month of the year.
Yeah.
And it's like that's when my birthday is, but you know, I also my birthday's in 8 days.
Fucking hell. Why does all that side of my family's birthday have to be in January?
It's all January. It's ridiculous.
Our dad's birthday, there's your birthday, and our dad's girlfriend's birthday is all January.
Yeah.
Fucking January.
It's
a good job you've not got a birthday ending with 0. Otherwise, I would have to bought you that many of something. That's the rule.
Yeah, that is the rule. It's I'm only 23 this year.
Ugh.
I don't give a fuck. I do not care. Not care.
That's why I'm booking a holiday on my birthday. I don't like celebrating my birthday. I like that other people want to, so I can use it as an excuse to make them do something I want to do. I like that. But
you know what I wanted to do this year? I want to go to Escape and do Laser Quest.
Yeah,
that's
I'll do Laser Quest.
like we used to do. That's what I want to go and do.
But get smashed beforehand.
Yeah, and go shoot
drunk.
I'll be actually like I want them to like have to pause the game and like have like some ushers come out and be like, "You've got to go. You're like scaring the kids." I want that to happen because it'll be really fucking funny.
The thing is, do you think you have to wear masks if you do Laser Quest right now?
Probably. I won't be surprised. God, but I'd do it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'd do it.
If it was only masks and like, because like you can't exactly do social distance in Laser Quest, can you?
Yeah.
So, if it was only masks, I suppose that's not too bad. But that does sound fun. I think not necessarily for my birthday, but something I would like to do. If I can manage to get my friend Cal back to Barnsley as well, it'd be even better. I want to do pub golf. So do you know what that is? Have I told you about this before?
I see. I've been to a place before that's like a bar and it has indoor golf and it's
not that. It's different
not that.
to that.
Okay.
No,
all right. Okay.
It's so the Sidemen did a video on pub golf, and what it is you it's kind of, you have to plan it beforehand, what pubs you're going to do, and when you get to the pub, you have to down a drink at that pub, and it's a different drink every pub, but you have to down a drink at that pub, and it's got like a par. So like in golf, you might have par 3, so you have to get the ball in the hole in 3 strokes, and that's like, you get no points for that, and you want as little points as possible.
Yeah.
So in pub golf, you have to down the drink in a certain amount of goes, and you have to get as little score as possible. So I would like to do that around the town centre where we live. I think that'd be pretty fun. It'd just be getting enough people to do it, except it was just like us two. Like, who are you fucking kidding?
That'd be really fucking sad. Just like we reach a new pub and we're like, right, now you go. All right, I did it in 3. Right, now you go. All right, I did it in 4. All right, let's go.
So yeah, we'd have to get some recruits in on it and see if we can, because you could bring Sam or probably not fucked legs Tom, because he Tom, because he we have to walk around a lot of pubs, and I don't know if
he's fine with that. He can do. He's been to like festivals and stuff before. No, he's not terrible with it.
It's not fair on him, Judd. His legs are all
his legs are all fake hand gestures at Tom's leg.
They're all, like that.
Yeah, well,
they're really not even that bad if we're being honest.
They're not. Yeah.
He's just got legs that are like a little bit not normal, and then your friend group's giving him the nickname.
No, I'm not. No, my friends group. Yeah, Dad and Nally.
No. You told us that he has been called fucked legs on more than one occasion, and we're like, oh, cool nickname. Here we go.
I can't even remember that. Maybe I'm just awful. Maybe I'm just an awful friend to tell.
God. Anyway, but yeah, we could. If you wanted to invite like Cordelia, who did the fancy art for us, she'd be welcome in that sort of group. I would have nowhere near as many people that would be interested as you would have. So I could invite like 3 people at most. But yeah, pub golf, that could be fun. I know the Sidemen doing it is probably the most famous group on the internet that's done it, but fucking they haven't done it in the north, so that's kind of where we would be superior in our pub golf experience. I watched a video where it was a video on the Zack and Jay show channel, and they went to Ireland, and their challenge was to have a pint of Guinness or Guinness equivalent in every Wetherspoons in Ireland, because sometimes Wetherspoons don't sell Guinness because the markups aren't good enough for them. It's not cheap enough.
Yeah.
And they did that, and I was thinking, how many pubs are in the town centre where we live? Could we do a pub crawl where we have one drink in every pub in the town centre? Now, it didn't have to... A pint in every pub in the town centre? No, absolutely no way. We're talking 20-plus pints. But if it was an alcoholic drink, like, so it could be like a small bottle of beer in every pub in the town centre. But then I looked up how many there is, and there's like 50. There's loads. There's so many. And I was thinking, I was scrolling down, and I saw like the first 15. I was thinking, 15 bottles of beer, we drink that sometimes, and we get like really drunk, but that's fine. And then I'm looking down, it's like, oh, actually, there's more like, there's 23. We'd struggle. It's probably still be a good video. Oh, fuck, there's like another 10 there. Oh, God, it's all fucked. It's like, oh, no, it's getting too many now. Even we can't handle this amount. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not going to happen. But I do think pub golf could still work, because we could just pick some of the better ones. To be honest, I wouldn't pick some of the better bars. I'd tend to just pick some of the quieter ones to do the pub golf in, so that they'd probably, I'd pick the ones that would most likely let us film and be stupid. It'd kind of be the point. So I'd be interested in doing that. But anyway, so what I was going to do, Judd, is I was going to give you some homework for this podcast, but I've not done that because I was too busy trying to call Dad and be like, "Are you dying? Hello?"
Yeah.
And I didn't think.
Do we get the house?
God, I didn't know how worried you were about Dad either, so I didn't want to be like, I've got some stupid homework for you to do, so here you go.
I have been a bit worried about him. I got quite worried on the first day that I like found out what was happening. I am still quite a bit worried, but yeah, I'm assuming.
Sorry, I just coughed my lungs out. After talking to him, I felt a bit better. But so
yeah,
I'll tell you what I was going to ask you to do, and what we probably still will do for the next two podcasts, as long as Dad is okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my background might be a graveyard next podcast, and that'll be the only change. We've got a joke
we'll
about
not even acknowledge he's fucking died. We'll just change that. Jesus Christ. His background's a graveyard. Dad's dead. Cool.
Oh, God. That's horrible. I wish I'd have had this green screen on the podcast where my dog died. And I've just had a gravestone that says dog grave on it. Oh, God, that's enough of that. That's fucking horrid. Anyway, so I was gonna ask you to make a list of your top 5 podcast guests that you would want on the podcast. Yeah. So that's for next week. And then I will remind you, I think. And then the week after that, we're going to do a very self-indulgent podcast, right? Where you tell us a brief overview and some history of your top 5 favourite Warhammer lore characters. And I'm going to tell you...
lore characters, all right, okay. I thought you were going to say my favourite models, but I'll tell you about
models if you want, but I thought characters is better. I'm surely they're linked. Like, surely, like, your favourite models are similar to your favourite characters.
No, there's characters that I like that have got models that are, like, older than me, and they fucking look like mongoloids, but they're still, like, the best written characters in the universe, so...
I think the characters are probably best. And I'll tell you about my top 5 favourite shoes, or fashion brands or some shite like that you're not interested in. It's basically a podcast, not the next one, but the one after that will be a podcast where we both, like, just politely listen and pretend we're interested in the stupid shite that the other person's interested in.
That's fair.
So, yeah, I'll remind you of those, but that's what we're going to do. But I thought, and another one, I didn't know if we'd have to do any homework for this or if we could just kind of come up with it, was coming up with a podcast badly, choose your own adventure book, or we could just do a choose your own adventure book as a special edition podcast. Either it might take us one podcast or like 3 podcasts, who knows? But like that could be, a special little series within the podcast. So just so you know about those. But today, what I wanted to do is see if you have you met any freaks lately, Judd? Can I do that one?
I've got an incredibly
okay, I'm gonna play the soundbite.
Yeah.
Freak of the week.
It's time for Freak of the Week. This is where Judd's bumped into an odd individual and tells us all about them because he's always bumping into them. Always, all the time.
So this is really quick, and it's not like a proper freak. It's just something quite freakish that was said. And essentially, I was at work, and I was up like on the roof, sort of like moving some stuff about. We had a big clear up on the roof of like materials, and it was pretty cold today. It weren't like very cold, but when I work, like when I've been doing a lot of work, I can't wear a coat. I have to like just have a shirt and like my high vis on. No trousers or anything. My cock's just like out, but
Oh, wait, so are you not allowed, or is it like because you're too warm?
No, I'm too warm.
Oh.
I'm too warm. I've got like a really nice high vis coat that keeps me super warm, but if I'm like carrying boards and stuff, I get too warm, so I just like walk around with a shirt on. And a couple of the guys on site to me had already been like, what the fuck, are you not cold or anything, stuff like that. But there was one guy who I went into this room, I was like looking for something, and because I'm usually listening to a podcast in one ear as well. He said to me, "Wow, you must have really good circulation." I was like, I looked at him and I went, "What?" And he went, "Oh well, cause yeah." And I was like, "Oh yeah." But then I was just I walked away from it. I was just thinking, who the fuck would say it like that? Who would say you've got really good circulation and love?
You could maybe get away with, you must have like good circulation or something. Then I don't know. If you said it like that, then that might be all right.
It's still weird. It's like you're really good at pumping blood around your body, warm red fluid. Don't say it like that, you freak.
That is weird. I don't like it.
That's it. That's the only like freakish interaction I've had, to be honest. But I was just like, don't say it like that.
That is gross.
You freak.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So you've not bumped into any particular individuals at Sir?
No. I've not bumped into any particular freakish individuals. I don't think. Nothing's springing to mind anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, Judd, it's time for the other segment that we do. It's this one.
That's it.
This is why you are wrong.
It's time for the segment called This Is Why You Are Wrong. It's the one where I play the intro jingle for it, and we both sit here with blank faces. Yes. While it plays, so that you can hear it. No, this is a segment where I present Judd with a certain premise. He tells us his stance on that premise, and I try and convince him why he's wrong. Today's topic. You like Arcane, Judd, don't you? You've really seen that one.
I really like Arcane.
You've seen the TV show, animated TV show Arcane.
Wow, the animated TV show Arcane. Yeah, I've seen that.
You've seen the hit Netflix animated TV show Arcane, critically acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed hit Netflix TV show Arcane with
Netflix.
The likes
Netflix, where's our money? You need to give us the money now.
With the likes of Jinx and Fi and
well, speaking of
Dongala.
Those ones,
yeah,
it's a little bit of an odd debate today, and it may be the reason why Netflix hasn't sponsored us. Because today's topic is, which Arcane character is the most fuckable? Which one do you... No, I wouldn't say necessarily fuckable, but which one is the most... Which one is do you think universally is the most, like, desirable for fucking? Like, I'm talking like, we're not talking like loving them. We're not talking relationship wise here. We're talking like some just straight up one night stand type shit, you know, for the pure pleasure of it. Go.
Well,
I know this is a tough decision for you.
this is a hard one because it's strange because if we're talking about universally, this is the majority of people out of everybody who watched this show. The person who looked at that, the person who everybody looked at the most and went, that one, I want to fuck that one. It's different from like how much a certain person wants to be fucked by a certain group of people. Because if we're talking about like who is the most desired character from like just the people who are into that character, then I'd have to say that Silco is the most desired character, and that's because of all of these thirsty goddamn women on the internet
and
that have
you're gonna
got
have
issues
to,
with
for,
their dad.
For people like me, you're gonna have to say like that's the one that is. He's the bad guy. Basically. He's like the obvious underground
Silco is
bad
the
guy.
bad guy who has the facial scar and wants to build the nation of Sorn. That him and he really. He has got the most people. He's got the most like rabid fan base of people want to fuck him. I cannot go a day of being. I'm on a Arcane like shit posting group in Facebook. I can't go like I can't even go an hour without seeing a meme from that group of some thought, some goddamn downright thought saying that she wants Silco to raw dog her from behind. So. Is it? Can I say that like Silco, because of that group of people are very vocal on how much they want to fuck him, or do I have to say that universally?
I mean, if that's the angle you want to take, it's all up to you.
Well, but then is you know what? Out of all the questions I've been asked on This Is Where You Are Wrong, this is probably the most torn I've ever been on one.
Oh my god.
The other answer I would probably give is Vi. Is the other one I would give.
Not gonna lie, whenever he says a name, I've got the Arcane Wikipedia up, and I'm like, I'm looking at what each
like
character
the main
is.
Character.
Yeah, no, I thought it was, but I just gotta check, you know.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah, so I'd probably say that barring Silco, it's probably Vi, and Vi is more of a universal pick where I feel like everybody sort of watched that, and to some varying degree they've been like, I want to fuck Vi. But if I had to say, the one who is sought after the most, it is Silco.
So are you going with Silco then? Is that what we're going with?
I'm gonna go with Silco because... yeah. People want to fuck him, man.
I see. I know where you're coming from, but I have to say, I truly believe those are some weak picks. I don't think either of those should be universally.
I don't know if we're legally allowed to. I don't.
Let me put it this way. Vi, I get it. Strong independent woman vibes. Great. Who doesn't like that? The thing is, everyone's a strong independent woman, Judd. You can't put any woman down, so, you know, who gives a shit?
All right, okay.
So that's that. I don't, you know, don't even at me with that. Silco, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but mate, come on. Look at this skinny, weak-ass motherfucker.
This isn't me saying it. I'm not saying I want
to... But it's you I'm convincing. So, I'm like, these skinny, weak-ass... Like, you know he's got the skinniest cock. Like, it's weird. Like, he pulls his trousers down, and it's like...
It's got a pencil dick.
Yeah, it looks like fucking Pennsylvania from Rick and Morty. It's like, honestly, I swear, like, you can picture it right now. There's no way that he's got anything chubby there. No way.
I don't want to picture Silco
Also,
skinny dick.
tiny balls. Definitely tiny balls. you gotta know he's got tiny balls. He just looks like it. You can see it on his face and his fucking creepy eye.
That should have been what Vander said to him. Like, you know, when it's spoilers for Arcane, I guess. You know, when he stabs Vander in the back and he turns and like has him in a chokehold for a second. He should have gone to him. You got a skinny dick. You'll never rule the underground because you've not got a fat cock like me.
Oh yeah, that's true. So obviously, some other front runners would be Heimerdinger, because I mean, come on, he's a little small fluff ball. I mean, anything that fucking weird, someone's gonna want to fuck it. And
there's not a lot of people, but at least 2 or 3 people really want to.
Put it this way: if you only get to no consequences, completely just animalistic, go to town on any of the 3 that I've mentioned so far, I'm picking Heimerdinger. Val, you know, she's a strong, independent woman. There's plenty of them out there. Silco, penis is too skinny, as we've said.
He's got a skinny dick,
Heimerdinger, he's, you know, I ain't gonna get that anywhere else. You know, look at him. He's a fucking tiny, small dude, you know, a little fucking furry creature, man.
Terrible.
Plus, he's got a lot of experience. He's been alive a long time.
He's 300 and odd years old, yeah.
But that's where the negative also comes, in that as you get older, you're less lustful. I don't think he'd be as into it, and I think he'd rather just chill. You know, I think he's more into his science.
You say that, but for his kind, for Yordles, that's relatively young. So he could actually still have a lot in him for his species.
Well, oh god, can I make this joke? Please forgive me, anyone. It's all out of comedy. Jimmy Carr's said worse in his latest Netflix special. When Prince Philip was 70, we all thought he was old for his species as well. And I don't think he was slamming the Queen very often at that age. So, So I think you get my point. So you know, there's that.
I don't get your point.
So I could have picked Heimerdinger, and I still think that's better than what your pick is. Also, my second choice, the one that this is still not my pick. My second choice, Vander. Oof, got real daddy vibes.
Now, if we're talking about characters that I personally would want to fuck, then Vander is definitely.
And you know, he's got a chonker. He's got a. It's not.
Well, that's what
going to be.
To him in the show. He specifically said to him. He specifically said, "You got a skinny dick."
Yeah, Vanders turns around to Silco and is like, "You've got a skinny dick, Silco." And then Silco's like, "I'm sorry, we can't have a big fat one like you do." And then
we all have fat cocks in the nation of Sword.
And then he gets a little too real for a minute when Silco's like, I can't help it. I'm really," and he's like crying, and Vander's like, "Shit, fucking, I didn't mean to take it that far." So yeah, that was a weird moment in the show. Actually, I didn't understand that one. But so the thing is, again, because he gives off such daddy energy, I'm like, I feel like he doesn't. I'm not sure he's into the raw dogging as much. I think he wants to protect me more. I think the main shining element for Vander you get is a good protective snuggle. Not necessarily the whole animalistic element. Whereas the pick that I'm going with is essentially a more saucy female Vander. She's more hot-headed. She's got the build. She's got all that stuff that you like about that thick, like, you know, meaty type of build and that. But you can also, from what we see of her in Arcane, you can see she's ready to have some saucy times, you know.
I know.
The character I'm picking is Ambessa Madara. I didn't know her name. She's
Mel's mum.
Yeah, Mel's mum. Mel's mum is the sexiest character in that show. She is like down. She would show you some shit, and she would grapple you into doing it. Like, fuck, I'm telling you. Yeah. She's like, she's old, but like obviously like capable and fit, so she knows her shit as well. It's like, you cannot go wrong. I would feel like I knew some more horizons after that experience. That's my pick.
No, if we're talking about characters that personally I'd want to fuck the most, then it's definitely Mels Mum. Definitely. I don't like this conversation.
That sounds like a straight up win and a half right there.
Well, no, because the original question was it was who is the most, universally do you want to fuck? That was the question.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is, are you convinced that Mel's mum, that's the one really that everyone should, they should all be lusting after?
Well, actually, Jake, I wouldn't say that anybody should lust after a certain type.
Look, Judd, we're not a nation of fairies on this podcast. We're not a nation of fairies on this podcast. We're a nation of Zorn and Silco and his skinny penis. I know who he would pick. Just as everyone else would. So what we're saying, Judd? Are you convinced?
I mean, what? Yeah, whatever you can see. Yeah, because I was already convinced anyway. I fucking Mel's mum's hot. I
won that before I even needed to say anything. In fact, I wish I'd have known that before I said all that stuff, because now I feel ashamed.
You really put yourself on the line there for an answer that was already yes.
There you go. If you're not a fan of Arcane, then that segment right there would have probably been...
That was absolute nothing. That was just nothing to you. But watch Arcane, because it's fucking incredible. It's my favourite show of all time.
Yeah, it's the best rated movie or TV on our movie and TV tracking spreadsheet. Speaking of which, Judd, that's how you do a segment. Go on, do it. Do. Say, oh, speaking. Then you say, oh, speaking of speaking of the spreadsheet.
Speaking of, yesterday was a bit of a fraptious day for me. It was a.
Hold on, what the fuck does fraptious mean?
That's what they say on Alice in Wonderland. They say
fraptious.
Fraptious. I'm pretty sure.
Do you mean vraptuous? Because you've got a weird lisp on your mouth.
No. I know that it is meant to be rapturous, but it's like it's something to do with frap. I know it is in Alice in Wonderland.
Do you know what I picture when you say a fraptuous day? I picture that you use the old screen recording software Fraps a lot.
Oh.
You know that? That's a good one. Everyone will understand that reference, am I right?
Everybody will get that reference. Yeah. Anyway, yesterday was a very special day because yesterday
No, commit, Judd. It was fraptuous.
It was a fraptuous day,
and
it was a fraptuous day because
it was very fraptuous, is why it was.
I'm sorry. I got my account back after it being suspended.
Your League of Legends account that was suspended, you got it back. Okay, and did you fap a lot?
I did.
Oh.
I brought up pictures of Mel's mum. I masturbated to him.
Well, so is that good? I don't.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess. I definitely was like, because I remember my mate Reggie saying to me, like, one time I was like, I was saying some awful shit in the chat, as I do every League of Legends game. And my friend Reggie was like, "You're gonna get banned from this game." And then I was like, "I don't even care if I get banned from this game, dude. It fucking sucks." And he was like, "You say that, but give it like a few days of like not having League, and you'll want League back." And I was like, "Whatever, man." And then I got suspended for like 2 weeks, and by the 4th day, I was like, "Oh my god." I want to play League of Legends.
This is the thing with online multiplayer games. I'm telling you, they're fucking dangerous. They really are. They're way more addictive than people think, even without the loot box element that pretty much all online multiplayer games have anyway now. I genuinely think that, like, they should be more restricted to, like, 16 plus age. Because currently, in our country at least, I don't know if it's different for different countries. I think it might be based off America because they're the ones who publish it all. But it's 13 plus, isn't it, normally for depending on what the game is, but pretty much all like online multiplayer games are like relatively family friendly at least. So They tend to be 13 plus
I'm
to sign
literally
up.
about to piss myself. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll blabber. I can blabber on about this for days anyway. It's fine. So it just means that they're normally about 13. They're normally like 13 plus type of age restriction. But I honestly, having been someone who's been like relatively addicted to an online game before, I'm kind of glad I got banned. I got banned essentially out of nowhere from playing Apex Legends, and I've talked about it ages ago when it happened. And because they thought I was cheating, and I wasn't cheating. But to be honest, when it happened, I was like, you know what? Fuck this game then. It's put me through so much pain. There's so many times I'd played that game, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? This is absolutely ridiculous. All this shite is just mostly to make money, and it just pissed me off lots. But because I was so addicted to it, it really is an addiction. You don't stop playing it, and you keep wanting to play it until you've really reached the top of it. And I was kind of glad I got banned because it made me stop playing. And I genuinely believe for that reason, it probably should be minimum 16 plus for online multiplayer competitive online multiplayer games, because that's the main thing. If it's a competitive online multiplayer, that's where it really sinks an addiction, I think. Would you say that?
Oh yeah.
I know that the stuff like World of Warcraft, which was kind of the first famous people sit at their desk for 90 hours straight and piss in a bucket and all of that sort of thing.
I know. Even before that, there was Starcraft. I think the first recorded death of somebody dying because they refused to leave their gaming chair because they were such a hardcore gamer was because of Starcraft. It was it was actually at a Starcraft tournament thing. It was people were just going and going, seeing how long they could go, and then before they realized it, there was a dead dude. A dude had just fucking died because he just sat there and played Starcraft until he fucking died. So, which
is insane. I honestly, and I wouldn't use that particularly as an example to try and convince people that online competitive multiplayer should be restricted more. I think that obviously that's quite an outlier, and I don't think you should really use that. But the amount of people that are so easily drawn in and addicted to competitive online multiplayer, what do you think would be easier for you to quit? All competitive online multiplayer games, or never drink alcohol again?
Oh, I'd give up alcohol in an instant.
This is kind of my point, in that we live in a country that's culture is quite heavy on drinking, and even for our culture, we drink a fair amount. I mean, my background's a bar, for fuck's sake. It's
yeah.
So, and I would agree as well. Maybe not. I've not played as much online competitive multiplayer as you. Overall, I would say. Because you played a lot of Hearthstone, you've played a lot of League of Legends, you've played a lot of Team Fortress 2, you played a lot of Overwatch at one point. Those are all those sorts of games, whereas for me, it's only ever been Apex Legends, so I don't know. I kind of already have given up competitive online multiplayer, but that's part of my point is only because I've been forced. Getting banned, I genuinely really think it helped. It was almost like going to rehab. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think should be done around that? Do you think anything should be done, or what would you do about it?
I don't even know what could be done. You're just gonna say all competitive games you have to be at least 16 to play? You can't police that.
Online competitive games specifically.
You can't police that. You can't even begin.
I know,
to police
but
that.
You can't police it now. So, do you have kids that are younger than 13 playing now? Don't you? So,
yeah.
I don't know what. It's hard. You could have maybe it's difficult. My first thought is you could have to have credit card verification or something like that, because in our country you have to be 16 to own a debit card. So you could maybe have to have your card verified, but but then I think that'd stop some people younger than 16, but a lot of them would just get their parents to do it for them.
Yeah, you honestly want to know my answer to if and this is if you've got if you're at this at a point where you're living on your own now and you're doing all this shit like on your own, then it's too late for you. But you know what my answer is? If you've got a kid and he won't get off his game and like like his brain's turning to mush and it's like gonna be seriously bad for him, hit your kid. Do it. Hit your kid. That'll fucking tell him.
I don't know if we can legally recommend that, actually. So our actual official legal recommendation is do not perform any form of physical violence towards anyone. That's the actual official standpoint.
Except from dogs.
No. The unofficial standpoint is strangle your dogs, beat your kids. If your wife's giving you a little bit too much yap, then fucking,
Listen,
that's all jokes. It's a joke. It's an obviously terrible joke.
If your plate is not hitting the table with a full hot fucking meal on it, the second you step in the doorway, you're allowed to beat the 7 shades of hell.
And once again, the
wife.
comedic element of that joke is that that's obviously not okay. So we're mocking the people who would ever consider it okay.
Just so I can explain that again, because I'm terrified of some weird fucker not getting that. Anyway, so I thought you were going down a decent direction with that, by saying, like, if your kids seem like they're getting too much involved with your game, it's probably the parents' responsibility to be educated and make sure they're not becoming addicted to something that shouldn't be. I thought that's what you were going to say, but you ended up saying, beat them, just beat them. But, like,
I think just hit him, just beat the shit out. There's a video clip of, there's this kid, this kid, and he's playing GTA. I don't know if it's real or not. He's playing GTA online. And he's like doing something, and his mum like comes into the room and she shouts at him. She goes, "Go to the bathroom now! You're shitting yourself. Go to the bathroom!" And the kid's going, "No, not yet. No,
what?
no."
Link me this clip. Try and find that clip. I want to see it.
You're shitting yourself. Go to the bathroom. He's going, "No, not yet. No, I'm being sick." It's a real clip.
Fuck. I want to see that clip. That sounds fun. Well, I think I kind of agree. I think there's a lot of duties that I know this is like young guy commenting on people raising children and he doesn't have any kids and still lives at home with his parents. But I genuinely think that it seems like most people, I'm talking 85-90% of people who have their own biological children do not realise or they don't care about the level of responsibility there actually is. They think they care, they think they know, and they're like, they're like, it's loads, it's an incredibly loads. They think that stuff. No, it's even more than that. You know when they call it, you're giving... Alexa doesn't even know that. She doesn't even know anything about that. I bet that didn't get picked up on the microphone, but a lot of people, the reason it's called giving life to someone, where do you think that life's coming from? It's yours. You're giving your whole life. You're giving the rest of your life to them. It's not just appearing out of nowhere. You're giving your life to them. That's how much it takes. It's literally as in, you need, not talking want, you need to do things like become fully educated in whatever your child's choosing to. If they're playing, I know we're using video games as an example, but it applies to anything that they ever do. If your kid is playing video games, like a lot, like they're into video games, it's your duty to understand how that whole culture works, how all of it works. How does downloading games work? How does online games work? You have to immerse yourself in that culture and know all of it to the point where if your kid is, say, like 13, right, and they want to play Grand Theft Auto, you have to know where you think the line is reasonable and draw it properly there. So for me, say I was currently like 45 and I had a kid who was like 13, I would know how all of it works, and I'd be like, you shouldn't. I wouldn't let him play Grand Theft Auto. Full stop. Basically, if they were 15, maybe 16, I would be like, look, you can play GTA 5. But you're not allowed you're not allowed GTA Online. You're not allowed to play that. And I would first trust them to not do it. And if I ever figured out that they were, there'd be consequences, and I'd stop them being able to go on GTA Online again. As in, I'd disconnect their computer from the internet or something like that for breaking trust. So, you know, bear in mind that's a very quick brainstorm off the top of my head. I'd think it through more thoroughly. I've literally only come up with that on the spot right now. But, you know, something like that. You know, as in, to me, I genuinely believe Grand Theft Auto Online, because there's a competitive multiplayer element to it, is worse for people than just the base Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah. That makes sense, I suppose.
So yeah, that's my big rant about that. But let me react to this clip. Obviously, is this the clip?
Sorry, that is the clip. Yeah, it was.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get video. I thought the mum was videoing it.
No. He was like videoing it. He was like doing some YouTube shit, but like she like comes in and you can hear her.
That's a shame. I thought I was going to see the mum yelling at the kid and see the kid like shitting or something like that.
No.
Okay, let's listen to this. See what it sounds like.
Demetrius, get off the game. Go to the bathroom and take a shit. Now.
Hey.
Bathroom and shit now. Go to the bathroom and take a shit. Smell you. Get off.
Hey,
you can hear him shitting.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh my god.
I can smell you shitting yourself.
Oh my god.
Get up and go to the bathroom. Now.
No.
Why is he just responding like that? I'm sorry, I've got to pause it. Why is he sat there just going, okay, oh.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. That's how bad it's got for this kid. He's literally been there for that long playing this game that he's literally just like, yeah, wow, oh god.
That's the weirdest thing about that. Yeah. That he's like not being like, oh my god, okay, oh no, oh fuck, just let me finish. Even if you're obsessed with it, just being like, oh, just let me finish this bit, please, just let me finish it or something like that. He's not reacting like he's just going, oh, okay, stop. He's become like a fucking vegetable. What the fuck? I'm gonna play the rest of the clip.
Oh, the bathroom.
Go to
the bathroom.
It's not like he's playing an online game that you can't pause or anything. He's just playing. He's
playing the single player of Watch Dogs.
No, this isn't Watch Dogs.
Is it not?
No, this is like it's like that. I think it's that sniper game or something like that. I don't know. It's not Watch Dogs, but it's like it's a third person kind of. It's third person single player game that you can pause.
You're shitting yourself.
Not yet.
Go.
Not yet. What the hell?
You're shitting yourself.
Not yet. No.
I will rip everything apart. I swear to God. Go to the bathroom.
Not yet.
You're shitting yourself.
Oh my god.
Not yet.
You're shitting yourself.
You're shitting. This is
the
best part. You're shitting.
Go. This is Dad telling you off. Thing is, you know what's hilarious? You've just linked me that and been like, how ridiculous is that? But Judd, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
You
ain't been that far removed from that before.
No, I've pissed myself. I shook too. I was younger than however this kid's.
I don't know. You don't know how old he is. We could only hear his voice. He could be 13. You were about.
He sounds a bit older.
I think you were about 12. Is how I remember it.
I was 12. I was 12 when I.
You were 12. Bear in mind, you were playing BioShock 2 at 12 as well, which is probably not a great idea, to be honest. But I mean, that's probably explains a lot of why you've turned out how you have. But you did sit and piss yourself on your bed while playing BioShock 2. So maybe don't judge too hard.
I'll judge. I think shitting yourself's a lot worse than pissing yourself.
The worst I've ever done that I will admit to right now is I've been playing a game or like doing stuff on my computer. Normally, I've been drinking behind the bar of Paddy's pub, as I am right now. And the worst I've ever done is I've had a big empty bottle of Coke, and thought, I just can't be. And bear in mind, the bathroom is like I could probably reach it from here.
You open your door and it's like right there.
But I have thought, I can't be arsed. Like I have to open my door and walk over there and like piss and come back. And I have pissed in a bottle before. When I couldn't be bothered. That's the worst I've ever done when it comes to that sort of thing, at least relating to like games and things like that. But
gamer moment that. Real
Yeah.
gamer moment.
And on that gamer moment, it's time to end. Thanks for watching this episode of Top Gear. My name's Jeremy Clark. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong show.
Thanks
Wait,
for
I've done it wrong. I've done it wrong again. And that's what we're ending the podcast on. Oh God, I don't have to title this podcast "Children Shitting Is Bad," do I? I better not. If I've titled this podcast that, tweet at Tweets Badly and tell me how ashamed of me you are. Anyway, good night and God bless, and maybe kiss like a flower or something next time you see one.
Shooting yourself.